Test one, two. All right. Today's topic is about giving up. I really don't need these headphones on. First off, just want to say experimenting with new lighting, aka have this light up here that has like a touch thing, but my brother unplugged it and I don't want to replug it in, so we're going in with the good old lamp over yonder. And yeah, but giving up, bro. I read a whole essay. Well, essay. It was nothing too serious, like 5 paragraphs on giving up, and I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of inspired to make this video after I saw a video uh by a girl channel named Haley. I'll see if I can link the video down below if I can find it. But the title was literally giving up. And it was a very interesting topic because, bro, I wrote an essay on this like a couple weeks ago. And the essay was basically like thugging it out, like when you're in that certain like mindset where you're just surviving basically. Literally just thugging it out. And my main points in the essay was that when you're surviving, you don't have hope. There is no hope. There's a tiny bit of something. Sometimes it's hope. Other times it's something like rather than hope, it's something like ego, anger, regret. That's just pushing you through it. It's just pushing you through through the motions of being able to go through X, Y, and Z. Like you have nothing to sometimes you just have nothing to fall back on, and you can't give up. It's physically impossible for you to give up, or you'll have a significantly worse time. You know what I mean? And the essay just pointed out some. I didn't read it in a while. I didn't read it because like it's one of those essays where like you just type it, and then one day you just type like the introduction, like first part of the first paragraph, one day, and then the other day you just finish it, and then another day you just quickly revise it to make sure there's any spelling checks, and then just submit it. But when it comes to giving up, it's mostly about, you know, I mean, don't give up, blah blah blah, free all that extra stuff. Um, Giving up is interesting. It's not always a bad thing. It's just a bad thing on depending on like what you want to do, what your goal is. Like if you give up on something that's impossible, then it could be a good and bad thing. If you gave up on something impossible, you're like, or like something that's like physically impossible, like, I'm never going to solve the mysteries of the universe. And then just give up. Then that's bad. You know, that's a bad type of giving up. A good type of giving up is, okay, I did everything in my power I physically could. I exhausted all the resources I physically could, and now I'm gonna call it. I give up. I wave my white flag of defeat. That's valid. But going back to my essay, it was less of giving up and more of just thugging it out until the last end. The example that I gave was I legitimately gave up in one of my English classes, cause the work, it was just BS. Like I'm gonna literally like have a stroke thinking about it. But yeah, no, it wasn't good. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all. I would have not recommended it to my opposition. You know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't a fun English class. The first day of school seats was your seats for the rest of the school year. No talking in the class. He barely taught, and when he did talk, he just go on like yap sessions that were, I mean, they were somewhat engaging, but like that was like a bi-weekly thing. Like he did it once a week. He'd talk to the class about the subject that we're on, but the warm-ups were miserable. The class environment was miserable. I just couldn't do it. I gave up. I was like, yo, I'm about to tank this L and take summer school for this class. By the way, I want to go on a whole different rant about summer school, but we're gonna do that in a future video. Um, but yeah, I just gave up. I legitimately gave up. And it's just this helplessness that you have of, yeah, I can't get to it. Like there's nothing I could physically do that's going to make me like pass this thing. It's it's by far one of the worst feelings that you could that a person could have, in my opinion. There's obviously worse feelings, but like feeling like nothing is in your control. I feel like humans want to be in control of something, whether it be their lives or something else, and not having that control enables people to just give up and not have hope in what they're doing, which I find is very interesting. Just make sure. Okay, I'm not gonna miss the bus here. Um, what else? Giving up. Giving up. I give up. Um, the thing that I touched most on about on my essay was thugging it out. And first I defined what thugging it out truly was, and then how to effectively thug it out. And the goal of thugging it out is, it's not to thugging it out is only to get yourself out of a better situation, get yourself into a better situation. For example, immigrant father works in construction. He thugs out the hard labor that he does every single day in hopes that through his hard labor, his children go to school and get a better life than him. Or better yet, his children become better than him, entrepreneurs, own the business that he's making, that he's in, right? And then the children scoop the father off of his feet and allow him to retire peacefully, right? That's thugging it out for the future. Now, is that scenario necessarily going to work out? Results vary, but the point is, you're thugging it out. You're thugging it out to pursue a bigger goal in mind. You're not thugging it out just to thug it out. You know what I mean? You're not going to thug it out in the hood just to thug it out in the hood. You thug it out with the mindset that one day, recent or far, you are going to get out of this scenario that you're currently in. Yeah, giving up. Giving up's such an interesting subject, cause like, at least for me, I have a lot of examples on whether on giving up and not giving up. I've given up a lot of times, and there's a decent amount of times that I've not given up. Um, for example, actually, I'm gonna introduce this idea into your head before I give my example, or even if I remember my example after this. But when you have people on your back, there is no giving up. When you have people dependent on you, there is no giving up. What This is why, like, I'm kind of like towards the idea of people having children. Like, children could like potentially solve depression, because I've had this conversation with somebody before, but there are people, like, their literal deciding factor on whether they're going to thug it out another day or killing themselves the day of is their child. The only reason that they're alive, even though they're a deadbeat, alcoholic, uh, loser father that lives in a motel, the only reason, right, that they're still alive is because of their child. If they didn't have a child, they wouldn't have a care in the world. Even if they're not actively present in the child's life, for example, the dad from Rick and Morty, I forgot his name, Jerry. Jerry from Rick and Morty, that boy's living in a motel. Why didn't he kill himself? Because he has children. He may not see them all the time. He may not be actively present in their lives, but it still gives him a fighting purpose, you know? Having people dependent on you, it doesn't even have to be like a family thing. You cannot, like, it gives you the mindset that you cannot lose. You don't have the option to lose. Bam, example. I might title this video actually, not giving up. I think I like that better. But bam, example. I'm in GRTC, right, for my local high school. And I had to memorize. So if you know anything about like drill in the military, you could do cool drill movements. Yay! Turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right. You know what I mean? I had to memorize like 50 of those steps, and they changed the script like 3 times. And last minute during the meet where we had other schools competing for the trophy, I usually would start like right here. They wanted me starting. Okay, let's say that this is a box, right? I'd usually start right here. They want me starting like right here. So instead of like in the left-hand corner, instead of on the width side, they want me starting on the length side. And the drill movements that we were doing were not simple. And I was basically studying for the specific setup that we had. But I couldn't fail. I couldn't give up. I couldn't say, guys, they changed the starting location. And I'm not used to that. So I'm going to give up. It's been a good fight. It's been a good game. But unfortunately, I'm not prepared for it. No. Instead, when I heard that from my aerospace instructor, my ASI, what we call the ROTC instructors, enlisted ROTC instructors, retired enlisted ROTC instructors. You know what I said? You know what I did when my ASI told me that? I went outside to the practice drill pad, and a brother started marching. They're like, Baylor. That's my name. My feet hurt. You're killing us. Bro, I didn't have an option to give up. And I didn't have an option to fail. Giving up and failing is two different things. Failing is putting good effort in. Failing is doing the best that you think you possibly could have. That you think. Emphasis on you think. Because your brain is a limiter in most of these things. But failure is doing what you think the best. You know what I mean? Like, what you think the best is. Right? And giving up is saying, yeah, that's enough. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna call it in. I'm gonna call it a day. That's all I'd like to do today. Yeah, that's it. Skadoosh. Skablame. Finish. Done for. You know what I mean? Like, it just failure. Failure isn't it? No. Failure's fine. Putting good faith effort in and then just not winning, that's fine. Giving up is not. Giving up is not the move. You know what I mean? So I was gonna bring up an analogy from earlier, but I forgot. So to summarize, failure and giving up is two different things. I just stated to you, failure is doing everything in your power that you can. Giving up is throwing in the towel, right? Sometimes you just have to thug it out. Thugging it out is better than it. Thugging it out can be more of an ego death than failure. Because let's say that you go broke. You spend all your money gambling, right? People are going to make fun of you. But if you're broke for extended amount of time and everyone's just going up and up from your eyes and you're just in this pit, people are going to make fun of you and they're not going to stop. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to keep on trying. They're going to keep on trying to belittle you over and over again compared to the one-time mistake of failure, right? Thugging it out is arguably worse. But giving up is the bottom of the barrel. But giving up, you were in a stacking dirt competition, right? Failure is not even having enough dirt to stack, right? Or sorry, let's just say a hole digging competition, right? And they measure the winner by how much dirt they displaced, right? Winning is having the most dirt. thugging it out is okay. Failure is not having, like, you failed. Like, you're second place, third place. First loser, second loser, right? Thugging it out is you just went on a demon arm day the day before. Both of your arms are cramping. Both of your calves are cramping. You cannot do a proper squat. And you're just slowly digging it. Just slowly putting a little bit of dirt behind you. And people are just making fun of you because you look like an old grandpa that ain't got his grease in his gears. You know what I mean? But giving up is not even showing up to the competition. Giving up is showing up to the competition, doing one shovel, saying, "Damn, that was hard," and then leaving. Like that's what giving up is. Giving up is like, and then when people see you, they're like, "Oh, look at this guy. What the hell is he doing?" Sure, they're going to shun the person that's thugging it out. You'd be like, "Oh." Giving up, you're not even in the equation. Not even in the equation. Yeah, don't give up. And if you do, make sure that you reach failure before you do. And sometimes, even if you do reach failure, don't give up. Because if you do, I'm going to find you. I can't say anything wild yet, so I'm just going to stop it here. I'm Diamond One.